which of the orders can be appealed, reviewed, or referenced?
These are very quite a good subject and a very large subject. We will be coming to section 104. I told you that we are coming slowly and slowly. I'm thankful to you are taking interest in asking me the questions. I understand that you are very interested to know this. You have to go through 104 appeals from which appeal lies. An appeal shall lie from the following orders, and the same as otherwise expressly provided in the body of the court or any law for the time being in force from no other orders. The provision has been given that these orders appeal shall lie. No degree is there, but order is there. The appeal shall lie under 104 and read with order 43 of the Civil Procedure Code, which we will be discussing later on. But not later on, we have discussed now. You have to go through order 43 and section 104. These are the order appealable. Otherwise, all the orders are revisable, which have an error of jurisdiction and failure of jurisdiction. Any other question?
So the next question is that क्या final orders decrees ही होती हैं और उनको decree की तरह ही treat किया जाता है?
Final order, if adjudicated by a judicial authority, or final order adjudicated by quasi-judicial authority, and final order adjudicated by administrative authority. Only final order which has been decided by the judicial court in a suit, keeping in view the pleadings of the party, making the issue, giving its reason under order 20 CPC, becomes a judgment. Then it is a decree. Otherwise, every final order is not a decree. Every order which finally decide after hearing both the parties and taking evidence, mentioning their pleadings, case, issue, decision, reasons, and then pronouncing judgment, is then it is final as far as CPC is concerned. Thereafter, there are other acts also having final order, but this is a three type of final orders. One is by quasi-judicial authority, that is revisable or appealable like consumer forum. Another is administratively final, service law. So as far as we are concerned with the CPC, we are concerned the final order of a suit is a decree.
And what if there is an appeal to that order? Is it still a decree, or we get the final decree after the appellate court will decide it?
I have that he is saying, Mr. Gaurav himself is a lawyer. I do not know whether anybody has asked the question or not, but he asked the question. Repeat the question.
So, the final orders that you explained, if there is an appeal against a final order from the junior court,
there is a appeal against the judgment and decree under order 41 of the Civil Procedure Code. That is the final decree. Nobody knows that parties will go in the appeal or not. It is assumed that what the judge will decide, parties will agree to. But that assumption the parties make incorrect to go into the appeal. That the matter is sub judice. The appellate court set aside the appeal, vary, modify, or dismiss them. So that finally, which appellate court decides, or the High Court decides, or the Supreme Court decides, is the final judgment, and decree will be prepared on that. And the decree which has been made by the lower court shall stand amended accordingly. But the decree is one, that is of the lower.
So the next question is that when there is a decree, should it necessarily contain the time limit for the appeal and the court in which the appeal of that decree lies?
Yes. There is a Indian Limitation Act 1963. Certain acts has to be discussed, which contains the limitation for suit and also for execution also. And also for filing an appeal, also contain a limitation for filing a revision. There is no limitation prescribed for the writ, but unreasonable delay should not be there. This is the principle of law. So the appeal has a time limit to file an appeal in the appellate court under the provisions of the Indian Limitation Act 1963.
And should this time limit be there mentioned in the decree?
No, that time limit is not mentioned, but in some states, it is mentioned the name of the appellate court, and in some states, and you go to the consumer form or the state consumer form, they mention specifically under a judgment. Their judgment is not degree. It appellate court appeal lies to so and so. As under RTI Act, you go to some office, they say the appeal lies to so and so. It should be written, but it doesn't contain, not compulsory to write in the degree, because everybody is treated to know the law, is treated to know in the Limitation Act. What limitation is provided in Indian Limitation Act, you can file within that prescribed time and appeal to the appellate court, which has jurisdiction over the matter and over the law.
So the next is the person is requesting for you to distinguish between decree, judgment, and order with the help of examples in Hindi.
Somebody wants difference between decree, judgment, and order in Hindi. देखो बंधु, डिग्री तो हो गई आज्ञप्ति, जजमेंट हो गया निर्णय, ऑर्डर हो गया आदेश. आदेश फाइनली राइट्स को, अधिकारों को निर्णित नहीं करता. डिक्री आपके अधिकारों को फाइनली निर्णित करते हैं जजमेंट से, और जो जजमेंट होता है उसको डिग्री के परफॉर्मा में भर के आपको दे दिया जाता है. ये अंतर है तीनों. फिर से रिपीट करता हूं, जजमेंट को निर्णय कहते हैं और डिग्री को आज्ञप्ति बोलते हैं, ऑर्डर को आदेश बोलते हैं. वो आदेश होते हैं जिसमें ट्रैपिंग ऑफ फाइनलिटी की होती है, पर वो फाइनल जजमेंट नहीं होते, उनकी अपील लाई करती है. डिक्री में एडजुडिकेटरी राइट फाइनली डिसाइड करता है जज दोनों पार्टीज के बीच में. फाइनलिटी का मतलब यह है कि इट इज ऑल सब्जेक्ट टू द अपीलेट कोर्ट, सब्जेक्ट टू अपीलिएट न्यायालय के सब्जेक्ट होता रहेगा. So I think there is no confusion anywhere.
So the next question is, can a temporary injunction be granted without hearing the opposite party?
Yes.
And if yes, can it be challenged?
Yes. We have to just open an order 39 rule 3 of the Civil Procedure Code. Even though I requested all the people that we will be discussing everything at a stage, I speak more on the subject. I'm sorry I'm taking you much of the time, but I want that I should understand and you should understand. First, I should understand. If I understood the thing correctly, then I will tell you. As I told you about the Legal Practitioners Act, that the law graduate coming from the college say I am a lawyer. He can't be a lawyer. He required a license to drive a vehicle. If he has a license to drive a vehicle, he is an advocate. Otherwise, he is not an advocate. So we are discussing all those things, which comes in the practical. Order 39 rule 3 is very clear कि before granting a, हिंदी में बताना है अंग्रेजी में, before granting injunction दूसरी पक्ष को सुना जाना आवश्यक है. It is necessary to hear the other side while passing the injunction. But where there extraordinary, provided that where it is proposed to grant an injunction without giving notice of application to the opposite party, the court shall record the reasons for its opinion, and that order of granting the injunction would be defeated by the delay and require the applicant. हिंदी मतलब ये है कि अगर वो समझते हैं, आप दावा ले जाते हैं, जज साहब समझते हैं दूसरी पार्टी को नोटिस देने से न्याय का पर्पस समाप्त हो जाएगा. सपोज आपने कहा कि बुलडोजर लेकर के मेरा मकान गिरा रहे हैं, तो जज आप कहेगा मैं नोटिस दे रहा हूं, तो आप कहेंगे वो तो मकान गिरा ही देगा शाम को बुलडोजर से, तो वो इमीडिएटली रिएक्ट करेगा इस प्रोविजो के अनुसार और आपको डायरेक्ट करेगा कि 24 घंटे में आप जब विदिन 24 आवर्स आप दूसरी पार्टी को इंजंक्शन के बारे में रजिस्टर बाग से पेश करें और उसको अगले दिन 24 घंटे में मेरे सामने बताएं कि उस पर आपने तामील कर ली है. सो द ex parte injunction that is called. If ex parte injunction is there, an injunction can be granted. Now the question is whether it is revisable or appealable. Under section 104, the appeal lies of a final order. If judge allows the application of the plaintiff in toto ex parte, then appealable. Otherwise, it is revisable. There are a lot of reasons which are pointed out and found out by the lawyers to file out an appeal or revision against the ex parte injunction order. They are the lawyers are expert in finding out the defect and the reasons not given or the copy not given, or there was a caveat of mine 148 CPC, how we have given it. So this small thing I stopped that answer because we will be discussing later on.
So can you please very briefly explain the hierarchy of courts? The person, this question stemmed out from the explanation that you gave to the principal court. So the person wants to know the brief hierarchy of courts. एक बार आप समझा.
Hindi or English?
जैसे आपको.
A person wants answer in Hindi or in English?
English.
English. There are three systems of working in this country: civil, criminal, and revenue. From civil law, this matrimonial courts has been made separate, service law has been made separate, company law has been made separate. Other all these cases before 50 years were used to be filed before civil court. Civil court was flooded with the cases. So there was special enactment was made. Special enactment like consumer forum has been made, go to consumer forum. Service law tribunal has been made, go to service law. Company law tribunal has been made, go to the company law board. Different types of tribunal has been made to divest the jurisdiction of the civil court, and all these should go under the special act. Special enactment means for the purpose the parliament has passed on. And special enactment contains a remedy also, grievances also, and appellate. If the special law does not contain your system of your grievances at one appellate court, then that special enactment should be declared as void. This is a system of first. When we come from Supreme Court, we have got different high courts. From different high court, we will fall to the area district judge defined. District judge, thereafter there are civil judges, senior division, additional civil judges, senior division. Thereafter there are junior division and so civil judge junior division and additional civil judge junior division. In criminal side, from high court we fall to sessions judge, additional session judge, then to chief judicial magistrate, and then to judicial magistrates. And in revenue we fall to from state government to commissioner, commissioner to district magistrate, that is called collector under the revenue law. Every revenue law DM is revenue. Then collector to additional collector, additional district magistrate, and then to the SDM or additional SDM. Then they come to Tehsildar, Kanun Go, and Patwari. This is the three systems which are working. These systems have all been taken out from the civil court. If somebody is going to consumer format, it is a civil work basis. So this is the simple hierarchy of the suit.